these tips. What's up, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to so if you ever feel good, welcome back to the channel, beautiful people. Thank you so much for landing. And in today's video, we're going to be diving into 3 tips that I'm going to give and I'm going to share with you during this time of quarantine for single parents. And this can also be used for parents too. I'm not gonna lie, it can be used for as long as you got kids, you need these 3 things, that's for sure, to help you out during this time of quarantine. So cue the intro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name's Ethan and I am a single dad myself. And so today's video are going to be me sharing 3 things that have worked for me in my life, that have added some sense of order, some sense of structure, and really helped me during this time of quarantine, because I used to experience this problem where I was just overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. I thought that what I was doing was working, and for me it left me feeling frustrated, it left me feeling tired, it left me feeling empty. And because we're in a time where it's like, if you don't have your kids in daycare, then you're with them all the time. And if you do still have your kids in daycare, then it might just be the added stress is weighing on you. So I'm going to provide you 3 tips, 3 solutions to help kind of mitigate that problem, mitigate that stress, mitigate that frustration, mitigate that lethargy, mitigate all of the things that you might be experiencing that I was experiencing as well. And these 3 things, like I said, they worked for me. They're pretty easy. They're super simple to do. The third one is by far my favorite and the most applicable, and the one that just is like, okay, it's just got to make sure you do that last one, and everything will begin to get better. Tip number 1 for parenting, single parenting in quarantine, how to make it a little bit easier for yourself. During this time, it is so important to have routines. Routines, and not just for your children, but for yourself. And I'm going to overemphasize for yourself. As parents, we're pretty good with routining our kids. Like, we're naturally, it's kind of just like, it just begins to flow. We just have a routine, that's where we flow. But oftentimes we forget about ourselves. And so during this time, it is so important for you as the parent to have a routine for yourself, where you look after yourself, where you take care of yourself, where you nurture yourself, where you take time and do the things that you want to do, whether it is reading a book, whether it's having a cup of coffee in the morning and watching the sunrise, whether it's going for a quick little walk and grounding your feet, whether it is doing some yoga, doing some meditation, something along the lines where you can just take care and fill your cup. Because during this time, there might not be much time for you to fill your cup. You used to be able to go to the daycare, drop the kids off the daycare, whatever the case might have been. Now that's not really an option. So you need time for you. Also, you need to make sure that you have some sort of structure for your children as well, some sort of routine. And so for us, in the morning, the first thing that we do when we wake up, normally we change the diaper and we take a deep breath and we go straight into reading. We actually have 3 things that are up here. It says mornings with Lincoln, read a book, walk, and journal, /spell/color. And so it doesn't necessarily matter what order for me I do those in, whether we take a walk first thing, whether we read a book first thing, or whether we journal first thing. What matters is that we hit all 3. And so our morning this morning looked like, well, we read a book. Then after we read a book, we colored. And we actually still haven't gone for the walk yet, because the little man was a grumpy little bugger this morning. And so we're going to get him, once he's awake, we're going to go for a walk afterwards, and we're probably going to go on some sort of adventure. But it's the idea of having some sort of structure that you can put in place to give you freedom and to free up your mental space of having to like do it in the moment. That's all that routine is. That's all that structure is. That's all that rituals are, is they alleviate you from having to think, and you just naturally just do. And so if it's a routine with yourself, if you're looking to add that into your life, which I would highly, highly recommend, I always love morning rituals, morning routines, some sort of little routine that you can do every single morning that sets you straight. So for me, my own morning routine is a little bit lengthy. You can check it out in the morning routine video or the day in the life of a single dad morning routine. You check that out, you can see what it kind of is there. It's changed just a little bit to me I wake up, first thing I do is I ground my feet. So I take 10 minutes and I stick my feet in the dirt. And after that, I go to do about 20-30 minutes of yoga. After 30 minutes of yoga, I hit the ice bath. I take an ice bath, I take a shower, I meditate, I journal, and I read. Those are the 8 things that I do in the morning. And sometimes I do some of them with Lincoln because he's up a little bit earlier than expected. And that's okay too. But I'm always making sure that I'm filling my cup. And that is so important for you guys as well, as single parents and as parents, to fill your cups back up. So coming up with some sort of structure, maybe just start with one thing that you really want to do in the morning. So wake up and set time aside, whether it's you wake up a little bit earlier than your children or what you've normally done, and set aside that time just for you. So I'll link a couple just little apps, a couple challenges for yoga if you're looking to try yoga, or if you're looking to try meditation, if you're looking to kind of like improve that side of things, or maybe some good books to read as well just down there. The second tip that I'm going to share with you is to just remember to breathe and let go. Just take a conscious reminder throughout the day to breathe and let go. Whenever you find yourself getting frustrated, breathe and let go. Whenever you find yourself getting overwhelmed, breathe and let go. Whenever you find yourself anxious, breathe and let go. Whenever you find yourself even happy, breathe and let go. Let go, let go, let go, let go. And when you find yourselves in those moments of frustration, those moments of anxiousness, those moments when you're taking it out on your children, breathe, or they're upsetting you, or they're doing something differently, like they're really good at doing something not the way that you want them to do it. Breathe, let go, and remember that this moment doesn't matter in the scheme of your life, in the scheme of your child's life. These moments that we have right now, they don't matter. Like if he is coloring on a wall, it doesn't matter. If he is doing something that if he or she is not listening, like my son, he's very good at saying no. And if I'm trying to control him and I'm in that state where I'm getting frustrated with him for not listening, it's like I remember consciously, sometimes I don't because I'm not perfect, but I'm always in the game of breathing and letting go and taking a step back and seeing how much it doesn't matter. And the more that I do that, the more his energy changes, his vibration changes, his mood changes, and the more he does what I want him to do in the end of the day. And so it's always a reminder throughout the day to breathe and let go. That's why it's so important. That's why it's tip number 2, to breathe and let go, because I think it's something that is honestly forgotten in today's world, and sometimes in my life as well. It's something I'm always working on. Tip number 3. This, I think, was, I said, the most important tip, is do things that you enjoy during this time with your children. For me personally, I sometimes forget that I'm the one running the show, that I get to decide what are the things that I want to do, and I get to do those things, and Lincoln gets to come along with me. Instead of always doing what Lincoln wants or always doing these things that I think are best for Lincoln, I have to also remember and think, what's best for me? What do I enjoy? Do I want to go on a hike? Do I want to go to town? Do I want to go dancing? Do I want to do these things? And always, always, always adjusting and making it so that your children can join you. And I believe that is so fundamentally important during this time of quarantine, because we can get locked up in our houses, we can get locked up in our cars, we can get locked up in our space, we can get locked up wherever we are. And you can still go and enjoy nature. You can still go for a walk. You can still go outside and social distance. You can keep all of that stuff and do those things. And you must. So take a moment and think about, well, what are some of the things that you enjoy? Do you enjoy going for a walk? Do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to go for a dance, like a dance party somewhere? You can have a dance party in your basement. You have a dance party outside. Do you want to go tanning? Do you want to go for a drive? What are the things that bring you joy? And how can you begin to incorporate more of them in your life? Because when you do that, when you bring the things that make you feel good, you just naturally feel better. And when you feel better, you parent better, you make better decisions. It just is great all around. And for me, I noticed myself, I would do similar things. Like I would do things that kind of like, I wouldn't really do anything that brought me joy. I just do all the things for Lincoln, and it kind of like, I wouldn't plan, I wouldn't organize, I wouldn't do those things. And when I began to make that switch, I began to see the effect that it had on me. in my life every day and with Lincoln. And I made a commitment to always do things that bring me joy and bring Lincoln along with me, because those are beautiful moments that I want to share anyway. So that is tip number 3, is to do things that you enjoy during this time of quarantine, because it is so important. Those are the 3 tips, 3 things that I recommend every single parent, any single parent does during this time of quarantine. Tip number 1 was routine for your kids and for you. Second tip was to breathe and let go. And the third tip is to do things that you enjoy during this time. I cannot stress that enough. And thank you so much for dropping into the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And up until this point, I ask that, number 1, you subscribe. If you want more videos like this, if you want some more tips, tidbits, good wisdom, funny content, all that kind of stuff that is really a look into a single dad's life, then I welcome you to subscribe to the channel and join the family. I'd love to have you, and I'd be honored to be a part of your journey as well. Also, feel free to like and comment. Do you have any other tips that you would recommend doing? What are some tips that you would recommend during this time of quarantine? Drop those in the comment section below. I really want to hear from you. And with that, so much love from me to you, and also from little man, but he's upstairs sleeping. I didn't think he was gonna sleep this long. You know, I thought he was gonna wake up mid-video. It was gonna be awesome, but I guess not. So yeah, just thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you next week. I can't wait to see you when I pop in here, whenever that is. And I want to start doing more of these videos as well, just expressing myself and my truth and my journey with my son, all that kind of stuff. Much love, guys. Bye for now.